In this video, we focus on a non-standard outcome of utility maximization, a corner solution. Until now, we've discussed the standard cases that we frequently encounter, so normal goods, where income rises imply that we consume more of both goods, and if there is a price change, then there is a shift. Substitution effect usually, and then it depends on whether it's stronger or weaker than the income effect, and so on and so forth. But there are a number of non-standard cases that we also need to discuss. The first one will be corner solutions, the second one inferior goods, and the third one given goods. We start here with corner solutions. Again, we have a diagram where we have consumption of good 1 on the x-axis, consumption of good 2 on the y-axis, and we have a certain budget line, which is the border of the affordable set that we have here. Now, as you know from utility maximization, what we would do is we would like to get to the indifference curve that is farthest away from the origin, but still has one point on the indifference curve that is affordable. So that's usually an indifference curve somewhere here, where we have one consumption point at which we consume both of the goods. However, in case of a corner solution, what happens is that the consumer has a very strong preference for one of the two goods over the other. So, for example, this indifference curve here would indicate that the consumer likes good 1 much more than good 2. So, in this case, the indifference curve that is farthest away from the origin and that still has one point on the budget line would actually be this one here. So and the point at which the consumer would consume is basically the intersection between the budget line, the indifference curve, and the horizontal axis. So this consumer would then spend all the budget on consuming good 1 and would spend nothing on the consumption of good 2. So then at the point of consumption here, at this point, it need not be the case that the conditions that we had previously are fulfilled. So here the budget line may not be a tangent of the indifference curve, and the marginal rate of substitution may not be equal to the negative price ratio. So in this case, we could not use these methods to determine the optimal consumption point. Instead, we see here that the consumer would just prefer the situation of no consumption of good 2 and spending all the income on good 1. So to summarize, if you like one good much more than the other one, a corner solution can occur, in which case the budget line may not become a tangent to the indifference curve that is farthest from the origin but still has a feasible point. And intuitively that would mean that the market exchange rate between the two goods does not reflect your preferences of exchange between the two goods anywhere along your indifference curve. And then the optimal choice would be to spend the whole budget on the good that you like so much. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I hope you found it interesting and useful. For more videos on economic content, please visit my channel that you find here to the left. And to the right, you see the next video in the series at the top, and at the bottom, you see the whole lecture in the form of a playlist.